Good morning, my brothers and sisters, on this, the next episode of the GMG Movies of the GMGU. This, of course, is the Good Morning Guys podcast, and we are going to be talking about Marvel's Halloween special on Disney Plus, Werewolf by Night. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, or night. I am one of your hosts, the transition transponster Lucas Ham Swisher. And with me, the judge, the jury and executioner of everything about nothing, Patrick Novosel.
you kind of sound like that comic dog. For me to poop on. That's what I'm
And our final member of the GMG Quadfecta. He's got, now I've gone into Stu from Family Guy. He's got Kevin Conroy voiced Dark Knight in his heart. Marc Hamill's Joker, laugh on his brainy. And mulligatawny soup in his whole stomacho, Marc Boucher.
I don't know how to follow that. I really don't.
I went off the rails by the end. I don't know what happened. I played Patrick for bringing up the dog to poop on. Till he made me break character.
Somebody hit you with the bloodstone a little too much.
That's right.
Bloodstone.
More like poop stone. For me to poop on stone.
Oh my gosh.
Thus commences the roast cast of Werewolf by Night. That's right, folks. We are jumping right into spoilers. We're going to be rating and reviewing Werewolf by Night. So I hope you're ready. Buckle up. This garbage truck's already on fire, as is tradition. We're going to jump right in. Marc.
Marc, whatever you want to say.
Why, yes, Lucas.
I just wanted to do a pregnant pause there and see what happened, but
Yeah, I think it's twins.
we got this 45-50 minute special. It's supposed to be a movie, but I don't think it's long enough to be called a movie, so I think it's a TV show, but it doesn't have any episodes. So it's like a TV special.
It's a
film
made-for-TV
homage.
movie.
Oh, that sounds very bad. That just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Direct to streaming, made for TV movie.
I mean, it's made for streaming movie now, right?
Yeah.
Are they all made for streaming movie? I mean, what is a TV show but just a really long movie that they've cut up into parts? Isn't that how it is?
That's true.
Yeah, but this is only one. It's a limited series,
It's a
one episode.
special presentation.
It was, yeah, it was special. That's for sure.
Sure
So,
was.
let's jump into it. We're not gonna do non-spoilers. We're just gonna jump in. We're just gonna share it all of our thoughts. Marc, since I think this is more up your alley, I'm gonna let you start again. This time, I'm gonna lead you in. What did you think of Werewolf by Night, my friend?
I have a feeling that this is going to become an actual roast cast, like I said, with me actually defending. I enjoyed this this movie. I really don't know what I was expecting. I had only heard of Werewolf by Night. I've never read the comics. He's very low level character, Marvel character. A certain other character debuted in his line of comics, which I won't discuss at this point. The puzzled look on Pat's face, he kind of rhymes with Schmoonschmite.
Schmoonschmite, those real words of Schmoonschmite. Moon Knigget, I think, is the Eastern Europe pronunciation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Transylvanian pronunciation.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was interested when they decided to take an old horror movie homage approach to this. I know some people don't care for this, but I liked the black and white setup for it. overall, like, I really didn't have much to expect for this movie, and I enjoyed it. I sat down with Kristen to watch it, and we both really enjoyed it. And I loved the way that they then introduced color later on in the movie. Well, actually, it was throughout the movie, because the bloodstone itself, I mean, it stayed blood red the entire movie. Everything else was black and white.
It did.
Yeah, and I thought, like, I'm not a big black and white type of movie fan, but the way they did it and it was all black and white except for the bloodstone. I think that dash of color was kind of cool.
Yeah, it brought emphasis to the
It did.
thing being that was trying to be one.
I thought it was interesting though that the bloodstone was named after the Bloodstone family. Like,
There's a lot of bloodstone.
In the
it's like
comics,
Ulysses Bloodstone, who has a bloodstone, who named his child after the bloodstone, and also his blood type was bloodstone positive. I just made that up.
Yeah,
if you didn't know,
that was in it. Yeah, that was in the deleted.
Yeah, that was ripped directly from the special presentation. Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it up. It's the Bloodstone is not actually called the Bloodstone in the comics. They call it something else. And
why would they change it?
For Marvel Studios, for whatever reason, decided to change it. But Elsa and her family, their last name is definitely Bloodstone, and Ulysses Bloodstone, all those guys.
Let me tell you, Ulysses Bloodstone coming out in some sort of animatronic.
Broken down Chuck E. Cheese machine, just like
what?
That's one way to do it, I guess.
Was that supposed to be stupid? Is that on purpose? Because
it
felt like it was a little.
I mean, it was pretty cringy, awkward. I think it was on purpose, though. Yeah.
I think
I mean, when the butler was trying to open it up, he's like, like he's like Igor trying to open it.
I think this movie was like several different types of horror movie homages, and I feel like that whole animatronic thing was like an homage to the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt.
I felt like I was at like a amusement park, like Halloween horror kind of ride where they're just like.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually I don't think that was actually Ulysses. I think it was just some pre-recorded thing that he had made for whatever reason.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was pre-recorded.
While he was alive.
Yep.
Yeah.
In his downtime between monster killing, between killing, like Dracula in his final form, and then killing Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
Honey, what are you working on? Oh, I'm just working on my animatronic death scene.
Yep.
For my will.
It'll make sense later. It will.
Don't worry. It'll all pan out. Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed. So Patrick and I, we watched this together. We did we just buddied up digitally and we watched it together. We synced up our televisions, our screens, I guess, as it were, because he watched on a computer. And we watched it. And from the beginning, it brought that opening Marvel splash screen, and I was like, man, I love this opening splash screen. It just brings me such oh my gosh, and it just started like making the slashes and like it gets the lightning going, and I'm like, all right, we're setting a different tone here.
Yeah, so it's just Marvel trying stuff.
I'm gonna be honest that I had everything working against me in watching this. If it weren't for you guys bending my elbow backwards, if it wasn't for me watching this with Patrick and then Marc saying we should watch this and talk about it, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go outside of my levels of enjoyment. I don't like black and white. I don't like spooky horror stuff, which I knew this wasn't scary. I don't have a problem with it or anything. It just doesn't really entertain me. It's fine. Like growing up, I watched some horror movies and some scary stuff. But even then, like for this one, I felt like it related more to non-scary movies like Teen Wolf, Labyrinth. What else? There were other things that just totally,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Harry and the Hendersons. Like just there were just things about it that drew me in. So I did appreciate that. That made it fun. for me. I'm glad it wasn't just pure horror. Like, I thought it was going to be a little more grotesque, and it wasn't. I mean, it had its moments, obviously.
Sesame Street, that was a little peppered in.
Yeah, a little bit of Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
ripping ears off of people and stuff. Like, there was just these random things that just, I appreciated the connection to pop culture and non-horror elements. So.
Yeah, but the way that it's shot in and of itself is very much, a tribute to 40s and 50s horror films that
right.
don't hold up so much today, but back
true.
then that was what they were. That was top of the line, and so ultimately, like, I liked the actors in the movie. I liked Elsa Bloodstone and Jack Russell. Yeah,
Yep.
Thank you. I was trying to remember his last.
Wait, his last name was Russell?
Yes.
Like the dog?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fitting for, a werewolf man.
Yep.
Jack Russell.
Jack Russell.
Yeah.
What if he turned into a Jack Russell Terrier?
Oh my gosh, a Jack Russell werewolf? That would have been hilarious.
Rename this movie Terrier by Night.
Yeah, I will say halfway through, I was like, "Where's the werewolf?" And then
and then
they reveal him when he. Well, they don't quite reveal him. I felt like there were times where it was a little slow, which was fine. It just felt like, I think it felt slower because I knew it was only 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we can't linger here too long. Like, when they're stuck in the crypt, I'm like, you guys got to get out of the crypt. You got to let, you got to free Ted, who was one of my favorite characters, by the way.
Yeah.
The Snuffleupagus cross with Swamp Thing. That just was Davy Jones.
You're gonna laugh when I tell you what his real name is Ted in the comics, but he is an actual Marvel character, and I know you guys are gonna make fun of it so bad.
Please tell us.
His name in the comics is Man Thing.
Oh my gosh, Man Thing.
Man Thing.
Is it because Swamp Thing is DC?
I don't know which came first, honestly, but yeah, the character itself in that form is called Man Thing. But they just decided to go with Ted.
You got Man Bull.
Yeah, you Man Bat. That's what. Man Thing. Ted. I like Ted much better.
Yeah.
Have you met my friend Ted?
Yep. Have you met Ted? But no, I enjoyed this. Like, was it like the best thing Marvel's ever done? Personally, no, but I had fun with it, and it's a one-off thing that Marvel decided to try, and there it is.
I don't understand. So, like, at the beginning when they're talking about the Ulysses says, "Hey, there's a monster unlike anything you've ever seen." Did he know that Jack was the werewolf? Was the werewolf the villain?
I thought Ted was.
It didn't feel like Ted was. Because he was just.
Well, I don't know. He was pretty ruthless. He roasted Scottish Santa Claus's head in the face.
He's pretty strong dude. He lit a couple people on fire.
Yeah, a couple.
He did.
Yeah, he had that.
Turned him to ash.
Bloodstone, because that was like weakening him, but also angering him. So I didn't.
Yeah, I was always led to believe that was Ted, but they think he's just some nasty monster when Jack actually knows him, and in the comics, Man Thing is an actual person that has turned into this creature.
Oh, okay.
So, one would assume that Ted is underneath all that Man Thing stuff.
That makes sense. Yeah,
but
I mean, they did have that little chat at the end where you couldn't understand what Ted was saying, but you could understand what Jack was saying.
Yep.
So it would make sense that he's a human being of sorts underneath.
Yep.
All the like the sounds he makes when he's quote unquote talking.
I just love that moment where he shows up after everything that's happened with Jack transforming and all that kind of stuff, and Ted just shows up and he's just like staring at Elsa like, where'd he go? He's like, he went that way. All of a sudden, all you hear is thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a fun popcorn flick thing that's just an homage to a bunch of different horror movies, pulling out a
Yeah.
very low level Marvel character.
Yeah,
So.
and I think it was a lot going against me on this. It was black and white. It was off the wall. It was 45, 50 minutes. It was not of any of the characters that were in any of the Marvel franchises that we've seen in the movies or the TV. So it was all new, and I'm not big on the werewolf scene, things like that. And I don't know if it was watching it with Lucas because we were kind of making fun of it and laughing along the way. We were trying to figure out who was going to die first. And speaking of which, that swordsman that had the harpoon through his mouth, woo, that was rough.
Yep,
that hurt. That hurt
rough.
real bad.
But I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, it was like, if it wasn't for us doing it for the content for this episode, I probably wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah.
Because after watching the trailer, I'm like, I'm not gonna watch this, and how this is going to connect to anything, if it's gonna connect to anything, I guess we'll see. But I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I appreciated the homages. I mean, I've seen enough horror stuff from the past that I got it, and I got the connection. Is it my cup of tea? No, but I did appreciate the softer side of the story. Jack and Elsa forming their friendship. Ted, of course, like I just love that, like, that teddy bear kind of monster deal, kind of like Chewbacca or whatever, where like most people are scared to death of them, but they have like a friend or two, and they really reveal the soft part on the inside, the tender part of the character. And yeah, I like that. The surprises of, the wanting to give up hope, thinking, they're stuck in the cage together, Elsa and Jack, and he's going to turn into a monster and turn into a werewolf and kill her. But then he does the little sniffy sniff, and he's like, well, let's see if this helps. And just the overall, I think the softer side of it all, like the killing and the werewolf fighting all the zappy guys with the batons and stuff. I'm like, that's fine. It's, get your little fight scene in and that kind of stuff. But I appreciated the softer side of it.
I will say the only thing that I was kind of about, but I get it because of, again, the homage to 40s, 50s horror movies, is the overall design for the Werewolf by Night, for the actual werewolf. It just looked weird to me, but it was very much like in the vein of like the werewolf, that type of thing from the 40s and 50s. But I guess I was expecting like full CG kind of werewolf, but
yeah, and that's what it was. It was more of a feel that it was a person in a wolf suit.
Yeah,
that's what it kind of felt like. And I don't know if it was it CG, because it felt like
I don't think so.
It looked good. I mean,
yeah, I don't think any of it was CG. I don't think any of his.
I think Ted was the only thing that was like all out CG.
Yeah, Snuffleupagus.
Right.
Crockett.
Tedaleupagus.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I enjoyed the action scenes and everything like that, and how David Bowie got a splitting headache.
Oh man, that was brutal.
Oof.
Yeah. David Bowie. I thought they looked like David Bowie mixed with Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Like just quite the clone combo. Getting that splitting headache was very painful.
Yep.
For sure. Did they say anything? I don't think they said anything the whole time. They just ran around and.
Yeah, I don't think they ever really. They might have said a couple of words. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But obviously not consequential enough to even worry about.
Yeah.
Nope.
But yeah, overall, I thought this was
all right.
Just a fun one-off.
What's your rating? Let's go ahead and throw out a rating for it. What you guys? What number did you give it?
Mark, why don't you go first?
Okay, I'll go first then. Fair enough.
All right. Great.
But I'll give this 8.5 bloodstones out of 10.
All right. 8.5 bloodstones. It's fair.
Okay. All right.
Patrick?
I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Bloodstones. Dang it. That's too.
Ah.
I can't do that. No, I can't do it. 7 out of 10. Splitting headaches. There we go.
There you go.
All right. There you go. I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10. Flaming tuba men.
Nice.
Hey, we're coming. If the monster doesn't know they're coming, they know you're coming now. And it was like for like the next 15 minutes. Like
I felt like I was
just hear
watching
it
a Michael
randomly.
Bay trailer or something.
Yeah.
It's like what's my role again? You need to have the tuba, and it's also flaming for the next 15 minutes. Just play one note. That's all I need.
That's all we need. He did a good job. I thought he did a good job. Solid.
He had one job, and he did it.
He did it well. He was spot on. All right. Well, I think that is all for our marvelous spoilercast of the prequel to Wolf on Wall Street, Werewolf by Night. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to join in on the convo, you can, of course, join us. But first, we have to do quick housekeeping. We got to offer you towels, fluff pillows, topped with Andy's Candies, and tip you off on how you can connect with the GMGU through Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also connect visually with us through YouTube and Twitch, where Marc and myself and Chris are all playing a plethora of games. And then finally, you can, go to Patreon and our merch page and support us and gear up with us as well. So click the one link to rule them all, either in the show notes or you can type it out just yourself. linktr.com/thegmgpod. Of course, if you can't toss your attention or a coin to your podcasters but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcast and Podchaser and Spotify. Helps us reach new joiners through stars, exclamation marks, and your feedback. So let your voice be heard, literally, if you prefer, at 929 GMG Guys. Alrighty then, Pat, Marc, and you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you stream.